right, welcome everyone. It's Monday and it's time for the 5ers Live Trading Room. What a crazy weekend. What an absolutely insane weekend. And of course, I'm talking about Trump, and I'm talking about the Trump coin. I'm talking about his wife's coin. There's lots of stuff going on to talk about. And we got inauguration today. We also have MLK Day, I believe. So we have a bank holiday in the US.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? Yes, we're back and we're live. I hope you had a great weekend. It's today the 20th of January. The 20th, if that sounds familiar, it's because it's Trump's inauguration. And you can imagine all the expectations build up to this day. What is he going to do? And most importantly, how is that going to affect the market we trade in? So today is going to be an exciting day because we're going to be watching everything live as it develops. And we're going to talk a little bit about Trump. Although we're not, political analysts, we can still have some opinions that may help you, may enlighten your views upon how you should approach and handle this situation or this today's event. So it's going to be great. And you were talking about Trump, something crypto. Could you explain that a little bit? What happened?
So for those of you who do not know Trump, and I don't know, like, this is real, okay? This is actually real. What Trump did was he made a post on January the 18th that says, "My new official Trump meme is here. It's time to celebrate everything we stand for. Winning." And then he gets a picture up and says gettrumpmemes.com, and it's a $ Trump. So what Trump did was he actually released a meme coin, an official Trump meme coin, 2 days before his inauguration. And I woke up and I saw this and I'm like, yeah, I wonder who hacked his account this time. Like, this got to be the biggest hack in history, because this is just insane. But no, it's actually real. It got confirmed, and then his son, I believe, is posting about how it was a huge successful launch and everything. Absolutely crazy. And then
when was it launched?
On the 18th.
Okay, so
on
2 days
Saturday.
ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
How did it do on the market?
Okay, so it launched, right? And then, okay, so listen. After this launched yesterday, exactly, it gets better. It gets better. Not only did Trump release a coin, one day after, they released a coin for his wife. Okay, a meme coin. Wait, so listen. Okay, the incoming president of the United States is launching a meme coin with absolutely zero utility, where 80% of the supply is held by one wallet. Okay, one wallet owns 80% of the supply of this meme coin with absolutely zero utility. Okay, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking,
who has
this is a hack.
This wallet? Before you continue, who has this wallet?
Well, I don't know, but probably someone that, the person that set this up. I mean, probably, Trump or Trump's son or some like Trump, basically, right? So it's insane. It's absolutely, completely insane. And and I'm thinking, okay, this got to be one of the most successful hacks in the history of crypto, or it's one of the most unprofessional thing that I've ever seen someone in his position ever do. Like, it just absolutely blows my mind that he's able to do this. And it happened not a long time after firing Gary Gensler, who's at the time was he the head of
SEC,
was it the
right?
SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, right? And he had a pretty hard stance and a rough stance on crypto regulation, right? So he fires that dude, launches his own meme coin, pumps the shit out of that one. It goes from almost up to $100 from basically nothing. The people that get in the beginning are now millionaires, dumping on everyone else, when the normies are getting in, when it gets listed on Coinbase and Robinhood, which is like the the exchanges where normal people get in that don't have like the crypto wallets and everything, when they buy, it's already dumping because the people that get in at the beginning and the outsiders are already dumping on them. It's a meme coin. This is what happens with meme coins. And
So
what happened was it sucked out all the liquidity in the market.
really?
Coins, yeah, because all coins were absolutely dumping, but Trump was pumping. You had overnight 500,000 people getting into this. 500,000 people bought the Trump coin. They sold everything else, got into Trump. So the altcoin market tanked. Trump pumped. Then his wife released a coin. Trump dumped, and his. Is this reality? I mean, is this are we watching a movie, and a very bad one? Absolutely crazy.
But
bring
before
back Gary. We got to bring back Gary. We're gonna bring back Gary. We're gonna have some stability in the crypto market. I don't care, Alex. We're gonna bring him back. This is nuts. Alex obviously made a lot of money in Trump, but I don't care. Bring back Gary.
But before we go, all right. So let me grasp my mind a little bit, wrap my mind around this. So the incoming president, who's going to be inaugurated today, 2 days before that, launches a coin that has zero utility, which made market capitalization does this coin have right now?
Oh, it's I think it's the 15th biggest coin in the crypto space. I'm gonna look that up.
Okay, look that up, because if they own 80%, we can roughly, get an estimate what kind of amount, what value it is that wallet has.
Well, Trump basically doubled his net worth overnight. If we look at the numbers here.
So okay, I think there you go. Show the or mentioned what is the market cap on that new coin from Trump.
Okay, so the fully diluted market, the fully diluted value, which is the FDV market cap, is 50 billion.
50. Does that mean that he owns 80% of that 50?
Yeah, but like, there's no way for him to sell it at that value, obviously, because him starting to sell it would obviously tank price, and that's what a rug pull is. That's what a meme coin. That's usually how all of these meme coins work. They the ones that have all the percentage of the supply, they start selling, right? And that absolutely tanks price, and that's what happens, right? But
now the question is, so I don't know how, if it's 50. Did you say 50 or 15?
50. It was up to okay. 70 billion yesterday.
Okay, so if that's correct, so if my math serves me well, that's about 40 billion in value for his wallet, whoever owns it, whoever has it. Yeah. So is this ethical? You're using your public position to capitalize or create or gain financial gains.
I mean, if again, we're not, I think Alex said yes. Okay, so I mean, I'm not a political expert here or a political commentator or whatever, but I'm fairly certain that it says in the U.S. Constitution that American president should in no shape or form use the U.S. presidency to increase their own wealth or their family's wealth, or like use it as a business, basically. But he didn't because he's president today. He's going to be sworn in today, and he did it 2 days ago. So it's like, I don't know. Is it ethical? No, of course. This is insane. This is the most unprofessional thing I've seen anyone ever do. This is absolutely crazy. This is a scam. This is, people are going to lose money. People that believe in him and believe in this product are going to be betting an insane amount of money on this, and they're going to lose it. And probably going to lose it, and that's a horrible way of losing money and taking people's money that doesn't know any better. It's insane. And the way what I see this is negative for many different reasons, which to me is quite obvious. But I got in I got into crypto in the beginning of 2017 because I remember the promise of Bitcoin. What was Bitcoin actually promising? Well, for one, it could actually make the financial world and the way that banks operate and the institutions operate make it more transparent, make normal people have a way of seeing how their government or local governments are actually spending money. Where are the taxes actually going? And it's a way for the normal people to audit potential government corruption and things like that. It's a beautiful thing. It can really potentially change the world for the better, right? And that's what I believed back then that Bitcoin might do. And that's 8 years ago, right? That's about 8 years ago. And I remember saying to my friends at the time where we got into this, and so like, oh, you know what? Imagine if, and this was before the time of all coins being big and meme coins and all of that. And we said like, well, imagine a world where countries start to adopting Bitcoin for real. And here we are 8 years later. The dream has been realized, right? Trump is not only promoting crypto, he has his own cryptocurrency, right? But is it a good thing? I think absolutely not, because what I believe what's happening here is quite disrespectful to the whole Bitcoin community, right? The whole crypto community. They're basically laughing at us. They're laughing at us all the way to the bank. This is not what we envisioned when we said Bitcoin might change the future of finance.
Why do you say that? Why do you think that the way I believe you meant Trump, right? Trump and the likes are handling this. Why is that bad for crypto market?
Well, because the crypto market already had a quite bad reputation, right? Had quite a bad reputation, and now the U.S. president is launching a meme coin with zero utility. It helps nobody. This is good for nobody. That it has no value, has no. Well, it has value. It has speculative value, obviously, because we're pumping it, right? But it has no intrinsic value. It has no use case. It's just vaporware. It's just crazy. Now the thing is, if we try to find anything positive out of this, I mean, I think it's disgusting, but we'll look at, is there anything positive about this? Well, at this point, anything goes. Okay, so I remember having live streams last week and a couple of weeks ago saying I don't believe the chance of Trump actually creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve is likely. But at this point, I feel like, of course, he's going to do that. He's going to do everything. Like everything goes at this point. Like he just launched a meme coin. He just launched a meme coin. So yes, I absolutely think that it's highly likely that he will now be creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve, from maybe even start talking about that on day one. We're talking about tomorrow. Because why not? He just did the most outrageous thing that anyone would ever do in his position when it comes to crypto. Why wouldn't he do that? I mean, the president of Salvador has already done it. You see him being at the meetings a couple of days ago, or maybe even that was today, with people like the CEO of Circle, the company owning Coinbase, I believe, and Saylor, of MicroStrategy, basically making a plan for all of this. So is that a good thing? Yeah, I think it's a good thing, but we also have to take into consideration why. Why is he doing this? And then you look at the fact that he launched a meme coin. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, so maybe he's doing that for all the wrong reasons. The beautiful thing with Bitcoin, you can't really manipulate it. But there's a security within Bitcoin. Nobody owns that large of amount of Bitcoin. We do have people like or institutions like BlackRock, for example. I think they own couple of percentage of the whole supply of Bitcoin. That's massive, but at least it's not 80. So there is a built-in security within Bitcoin, and hopefully it stands the test of ridiculous things like this.
I have an idea. I know it's kind of far-fetched, but I mean, at this point, I think you have to consider everything. What if, this is the question, will this meme coin that apparently has, according to what you just mentioned, has made Trump and or his family about 40 billion, which is not liquid, but still, does this coin open up possibility of him being, how do you say that, politically influenced, because other countries could be buying up this coin and threatening to sell it them all at once to dump it, and he has something to lose in that case. So they have a coin, they have something, a token against them to bargain with. Well, theoretically, this is possible, right?
Yeah, and I think these situations is where we really have to think about, is this ethical? Is this the right thing to do? Is this the right thing for a incoming US president to do? I think it's absolutely insane. I think this is so I do believe they're going to release a white paper on this. And for those of you, of course, why am I not surprised? Here it comes. So this guy, like, you look at the smile on his face and he's like, I don't know what these guys are talking about. I made shit on the money on Trump. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know, man.
I haven't made not a single penny on this manipulation of the market, but we are living in an absolute.
This is not real. I woke up this morning and I'm still not sure this is actually reality. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I've got to say though, I did buy, and this is definitely not financial advice, I did buy his wife's.
I love that.
Just in case, just in case.
Of course.
And I'm actually down 20% already from this morning. So definitely not financial advice, but you never know. And it is absolutely ridiculous what is happening. But, you can't make it up, and you just got to go where the money flows. If people start seeing,
I mean, there's of course, I mean, I would say that I am, my, for example, I don't like making money on, like, there's a couple of obvious trades when there's a war, for example, right? There's very obvious trades when there's a war. If you see two countries going at each other, they're in the Forex market, you can see trades on that. And I don't really like profiting on that, because you then know that you're profiting on market dynamics that are based on a lot of suffering, right? And the same thing kind of goes with these meme coins. I mean, yes, would I want to be making millions? Yeah, but it is quite problematic that when you know that if you get in early and you dump your bags at the top, or when you've made 10,000%, you are literally dumping on people that might mortgage that, or whatever, finance their house to get into a position like this. The meme coin market is
I will
just
disagree with you, Jonatan. I will disagree with you.
I would disagree with you as well, because you're always playing it's always a zero-sum game anyway.
I think no, I disagree. Well, most of the time I do agree with you, Jonatan, but on this one I'll disagree. I have no issue. I have no issue gaining on the market for any reason it's moving. I think as a trader, it's the same as a lawyer, right? Every suspect has the right to be defended, and although it may be very obvious the suspect is guilty, they still have the right, and the lawyer still has to do his best to defend that suspect, and that kind of situation. It's not a very good analogy, but something similar, I think, as traders, it faces us as traders. If the market is moving, regardless of the reason, I'm okay with gaining on it, because That's a trader. We're not here to be, being moral knights and approving or not, or making statements. At least that's my view. And the other thing is, anyone who is participating in the market, and especially the crypto market, they have decided to join and take the risk. And I have no issue if they made bad decisions. That's their responsibility. So I'm not going to protect anyone.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I still think there should be regulation in for this not to happen. I'm a strong believer in a free, like 100% free capital market, but this shit that's going on right now is just absolutely ridiculous.
It happens in equities all the time. Look what happened in GameStop. A lot of people would say GameStop, it's all about perspective. A lot of people on the other side of the trade on GameStop, all these hedge funds will be like, oh, these retail investors shouldn't be allowed to pump up my buy. It doesn't, it's all perspective. I bet you the person that, had a little bit of cash, 2 or 3 grand, and he was like, what, I'm just going to put it in this Trump coin to see what happens. And now is 10x there. How do you think he feels? I think he feels, wow, this is the best thing since sliced bread. This is amazing.
Obviously, yeah, of course.
Exactly. So it's like all it is perspective. Like, for instance, I've got to say, I probably got in on the worst place in here. I got in at $10, which is actually right here, and this stuff is just non-stop since then. Absolutely.
I just read some news here on Twitter that if you hold Melania coin and Trump coin in the same wallet, and then you hold that for 9 months, then Baron coin is going to get airdropped to you.
Oh my God, ridiculous. Now I'm going to have to get Trump. Why did you say that? Now I'm just going to have to just point. I didn't want to buy Trump coin because it pumped too much, but now I'm going to, No,
yeah.
on a serious
well,
level.
I can't believe you're on here. Like, you're gonna get on here. You're gonna be trading these coins live for us. Trump is dying though. Look at that. Trump is absolutely it's gone. It's gone. The hype is gone.
Why? You would only say realistically, if you were looking at this chart and this was a 15-minute chart, you're not looking that you're just stuck in a range at the moment. There's nothing saying that this is not just a range at the moment. And it's just consolidating until it actually does something. Maybe it wicks down like that and then goes like, boom, to the moon. You never actually know. Or it could just do the opposite, which is this, boom. But that's also, you're paying to play with stuff like this. The same way that you're doing the same on euro dollar, that looks worse. Come on. Like, that looks worse.
Yeah,
that's what I got into, So you're paying to play at the end of the day.
But so what are we thinking here? We're thinking, so if you look at, because what's happening now is obviously over the weekend here, this is history being written, right in front of you. History is being made in crypto. And so what are we thinking here in terms of what's gonna happen in the future? And I'm pretty certain that Trump is gonna dump. This is a pump and dump, and it's going to go down to history as one of the biggest crypto pump and dump in history, obviously. And then Trump is probably going to say like, "Oh, I didn't really have anything to do with that. It was just my kids playing around or something silly," I think that's what's going to happen, because this is such a bad move from a political figure. But if we look at crypto, on the bigger scale here, how will this affect the this is true. I do not like Trump meme, but I do like other memes. Not go. Like I mean but they're not like
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. That's different. That's a joke. This is not a joke. This is a serious thing. But what I'm saying is, okay, so we got the inauguration today. We got the speech later tonight, and what if he mentions the SBR, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve? What happens to Bitcoin?
That's a very good scenario, because it is becoming increasingly realistic that it could happen. It's not far-fetched anymore, especially out after this outrageous movement. How do we know? He mentioned it. Trump himself mentioned it on his X account, right? So it is not something that was done by a third party without his knowledge. He knew about it, otherwise he wouldn't be able to
posted it on his Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the Trump coin? The Trump coin is like, that's legit.
No, that's legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So after a move like this, and you rightfully mentioned that this opens up for other unlikely things to happen, like what you said about the reserve, the Bitcoin reserve. I would think that if anything that is signed today, is it today that he's going to sign about 100 executive orders? I read something about that.
I think that's tomorrow. I think that's
tomorrow. Okay.
So he's talking about day one, which should be
tomorrow. Okay.
Well,
so
maybe yeah.
If there's anything in one of those 100 executive orders that's going to be signed that has something indicating, opening doors or possibilities for that Bitcoin reserve
US for the first 3 years.
I mean, there's a reason why he launched on Solana, okay? Because where is Solana? It's a US based cryptocurrency, okay? There's a reason why he launched on Solana and not Ethereum. I think he's gonna come out and I think he's gonna say, any cryptocurrencies that is run or created within the United States is gonna not have to pay any taxes or things like that. I think he's going to empower the because he only cares about America. Like he it's not like he's gonna say, come on, it's log every crypto all over the place is gonna be like, no, he cares about strengthening the because I don't think he really understands crypto, because some of the speeches he has is like, he says that America is going to be the leading country in Bitcoin. Like, we're going to take over Bitcoin, things like that. So he's going to do everything he can to empower American crypto products, which Bitcoin is not. So it's interesting to see how he tackles that.
There's a nice short on euro dollar, by the way. I'm actually short this.
Well, I'm not sure if you were done with your thought process there, Victor.
No, I wasn't.
I'll be back. Sorry, guys. I'll be back in 15 minutes. I'm just going to jump on, do something, and then I'm going to come back and we can trade as well.
Perfect. Sure. No, I was going to say if there's anything in one of those or any of those executive orders, and there are many of them, if there's anything indicating any steps towards that Bitcoin national reserve, then I think we're going to have a huge movement, and bullish, of course, for Bitcoin and everything crypto. I think that's my idea, because that is the reason why the whole community, the whole trading community and investing community is thinking, Bitcoin is, well, there are many reasons, but that is the reason why we have such a surge in Bitcoin, which is, that possibility of the USA, especially with Trump coming on, that it becomes a reality, or at least more likely to become a reality in the future. So any indication we have in that direction, I think, can have us pump, I don't know, 5, 10, 20% in a couple of days. That's my guess, but it's only a guess, of course.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely with you with that. It's going to be it's going to be like a local bullish move. It's going to be a couple of days or so. But I also think that what we're seeing here is, I mean, if we would be okay, so a week ago, let's assume that we would be joking around and saying like, what would be the most euphoric moment in crypto? I would say Trump launching a meme coin, and everyone would be like, ha ha ha, you're funny. Here we are, Trump launching a meme coin. This is peak euphoria. This is top of the cycle things. Or it's the very, very low of a hyper Bitcoin cycle, and we go to 1 million. But I don't think that's,
you mean?
Yeah, the catalyst. But I do not think that the overall dynamics within the macroeconomics and within the overall broader market, I don't think we're there. I don't think we have the scenario of Bitcoin, is going absolutely crazy unless that move and that cycle happens in the next couple of months. And that's the thing. Trump might announce a strategic Bitcoin reserve tomorrow or the day after or something, and Bitcoin is absolutely going to explode for the next couple of months, and then we reach that top. But we are at a threshold where we are either at peak euphoria or the beginning of something new. But I think that's also a dangerous thought process, because people that are new in the market and they are not familiar with the depression and euphoria at the lows and the highs, they are going to say that this is not the high, this is just the beginning of something new.
We had news coming in on EU while we're talking right here. Do we have any news today? I don't think we did. Did we?
I didn't see any.
But look at EU.
Why am I on the? I'm on the wrong side, wrong chart. Wait a minute. Oh, look at that! It's actually.
Yes. What's happening?
It's actually start. Wow.
There's no news out today, is it?
There is economic sentiment index. Okay, I gotta look that up. See.
But it's not a Forex factory.
No, I think it's an orange folder news, but obviously this is significant, And I'm actually looking at EU here, and this is an idea that I have, because if you guys remember, I have this idea of basically I want to go long EU, and I want to go long EU for the next couple of months, right? And I don't know where the bottom is going to be put in. I don't know when it's going to be happening. There is news. There's this is the no, it's not. Okay, so let me look it up. I'm gonna tell you all what's happening. Okay, so Trump comes out and says that there's a Trump memo to call for evaluating trade relationships with China, Canada, and Mexico. And it says here that Trump to lay out trade vision but won't impose new tariffs yet. And I can show you where I'm getting this news. It's from a website called Financial News. So we can look at that here. What we're seeing right now is we're seeing up here, it says Trump to lay out trade vision but won't impose any new tariffs. That's from the Wall Street Journal. And this is the memo I talked about. And then also we had something coming out from Germany, but that's not very important for this. But I think these are the things that is driving the market right now. So he's going to evaluate trade relationship with China, Canada, and Mexico, and he's going to lay out a new trade vision, but will not impose new tariffs. So maybe that word, not impose new tariffs.
Yeah, but the move, if you compare EU and the dollar index, it's purely a euro move. It's not a dollar move. If it were Trump.
Let's look at that. Let's try to do a let's look at the euro pairs. Okay, so if this is strength from the euro, then we should be seeing overall a stronger move on the euro pairs. So we have euro GBP quite strong. Nothing on euro AD.
But look at on the 1 minute to see if the news, the spike that we have today right now, 4 minutes ago, on the 1 minute time frame, to see if it's a euro. This is a euro Swiss. If it's a dollar move, it shouldn't be moving at this way. Look at that.
But look at USD CHF. We got USD CAD. Yeah, this is a USD. This is the dollar move. Yeah,
it is.
So I think the dollar move comes from. We can go over to the dollar currency index right here. Look and see what we have. There's obviously some lagging. There's some lag coming here in here. Why
that short that I had on euro, that definitely didn't last What? What was that about? I didn't even see that there was not news.
Now we had the Trump. It's Trump. This is the shit we got to deal with for the next 4 years. It's Trump saying things. It's moving the market. It's so the Wall Street Journal posted something about Trump laying out a new trade vision, but will not impose any new tariffs now, basically. So can I why is nothing is the dollar currency index not even trading on my chart?
No, it's closed. It's closed. That's
it's
why
closed. That's
why. That's I thought it's currently it says, at least on my end, that it's not open, so it's not showing anything, right? It's
okay, so we look at wow, okay.
Yeah, that's my stop loss right there.
That's why I thought it was a euro move.
Wow. Okay. So LJ says he's going to be lighter on the tariffs. Yes, Victor, because the tariffs are most heavy on EU. The EU tariffs themselves, and then trade their relationship with China. Also similar situation with AU. This makes a lot of sense. And thank you for sharing that comment. And if you do have any more information that you want to share with us in the comments, then let us know. We'll add it up to the screen and we will talk about it in questions. Anything that you want to talk about, we're all here for that. And also, guys, we are
no, there's got to be a short opportunity in this move. There's no way. We'll have to see.
I know, man. It looks strong. It looks very, very strong. I mean, we all know that usually it's going to retrace. But when is that retrace going to start? Because we did see the last time when the Wall Street Journal released a similar article, Trump then came out and says they're liars, basically, and then price went back down. It's like we're trading in the most insane volatile market right now. So I'm looking at I'm gonna go over to Trump's Twitter page here, and I'm just waiting for him to tweet something. But isn't he having like it's probably controlled. The Wall Street Journal is fake news, and then boom, price goes down again. We'll see.
This is welcome to the new to our new regime in trading. It's the Trump time. For the next 4 years, we're gonna be having this kind of volatility based on what Trump tweets or does or says.
I am ready though to. I'm still waiting to initiate a long position here on EU. I think we're getting close to a cycle low on EU. The thing is that cycle low might be here, or it might be down here. Technically, it looks much better for that to be like a cycle low. But I wanted to show you guys something. The way I'm treating this, and excuse me for coughing. It's something I got something going on with my lungs. So this is Alex is laughing. I don't know why you're laughing. I'm in pain, but that's okay. Just go ahead, laugh all you want. So we got USD CAD right here, and the idea here from a high time frame perspective, I think it's quite clear. We have a very strong move up to a high time frame resistance area right here, and we go into daily. What we see on the daily is a range. So a range at high time frame resistance. Usually when I see something like that, I think about distribution. Strong move to the upside, lower time frames. This is not a lower time frame. This is the daily, forming a range. And I would be looking for a break below these lows for a move to be initiated back down to that level where we have the 0.618 and also the breakout level on the weekly. The way I'm going to trade this is I will enter a position. I will enter this position. That's a 3-hour trade based on the daily. But when the daily trend is confirmed, or when the daily trade is confirmed, that's when I go into the 4-hour, and I'm going to be trading this trend, right? So that trend that most of the time happens when you have a move like this, that trend on the 4-hour, I'm going to trade this trend on the 4-hour with that daily bias. I've seen that when I'm trading the local trend with the auto-set method or any other break and retest system, I've seen that the best results and the best way to ride that trend is when it's confluent with the primary trend, and in this case that would be the daily. So yeah, just a thought on how I'm going to play USD CAD. And I'm also going to play Euro USD here in the same manner. So I want this daily trend to break. So we're currently seeing something like this on a daily. We are not really creating higher highs, and we have a high low. But if we bounce here and start trading higher, this would be confirmed on the daily. I am tempted in putting in orders here if the daily closes above here. And if it does close above here with a break and retest on the 4-hour, at that point, I'd be willing to add a position and then start looking at this as a confirmed reversal. And I would be looking for a 4-hour trend to start forming to the upside. And there's a lot of situations like this happening in the market right now. So I really do think that everyone watching right now, pay attention, right? Pay attention to what's going to happen in the next weeks. I think it's really, really important, because if you look at Euro USD, and I'm going to be viewing all of these on a daily and show you what I mean. Euro USD at very low. NCD USD at the very, very lows. Yeah, German 40, let's ignore that one. AD USD, again, at the very, very lows within the high time frame reload zone. We got USD CAD at a high, potentially confirming a breakdown. USD CHF, this is a long-term high time frame range at the very high on USD CHF. We got Euro GBP, not the perfect example, and I've got Euro CHF at the very lows as well. GBP USD looking for a move lower potentially, and a move higher. So on the daily, all of these pairs involving GDP, AUD, GDP, Euro, and USD, basically all the majors and some of the minors as well, and the crosses between them, are right now at a point that I believe might mark the bottom for even the next couple of months. So I believe this is where you want to pay attention, because as traders, and especially as market technician or technical analyst, we want to make sure that we identify the trend, because the trend is where the money is, right? I know we can trade mean reversions and range trading, but the easy money and the simplest way of trading is trading with the trend. And the best way to trade with a trend is to get in at the beginning of the trend. And I think we are seeing right now the markets in an area that we are going to look back and say that was the beginning of a major trend. It might not come today, might not be next week, but I'm telling you, like, pay attention, because you might be setting yourself up quite nicely for the next couple of months if you do.
Yep, totally agree. We are in a very interesting place on EU on the macro level. If you look at the weekly and not the monthly necessarily, but the weekly especially, we've been talking about this for many weeks, many months, I should say, and it's happening anytime now that a possible reversal can happen. Either we are at the one of the two weekly entry order blocks on that bullish quasi that we have. That bullish quasi goes all the way to 2023. So you can imagine what kind of move you get when you catch that possible reversal, if indeed it happens. We're following, we're waiting for price to confirm, so that we can execute it. And we're going to be showing it all on our stream. So keep tuned, keep tuning into our shows, hitting the like button, subscribing to our channel if you don't want to miss, the moment price does that.
And guys, we're also officially looking for new hosts and guests to join the live trading room. So if you are someone who wants to come on here and you have experience with content creation, trading, live streaming, then all you have to do is send an email to tradingroom@the5ers.com with your resume. We're expanding the live trading room in a big way here. So next month, we're going to have some big news for you guys. And yeah, it's big. More people, more time, more trading, more education in a very, very big way. So make sure that you, if you want to join the team before it fills up, we already have quite a few people lined up. Make sure you send an email to trading room at the5ers.com. And if you want to join and show your trading skills, then we're all open for suggestions as well. What are you looking at? I love your new color scheme, though. I love that. That looks very good. I'm getting a headache only looking at that.
Yeah. So this area here, which I marked out this morning, these are all just the levels for. You've got the weekly levels in white. You've got obviously your orange levels, and your orange levels are dailies, 4 hours. Your 4 hours are the blues. I don't normally leave them on, but I've just put them back on there. And this area is just a point of control of this consolidation. I marked it out this morning thinking that price was going to come up to that area in like the next week. I didn't think it was going to come up in a few hours. It's pretty ridiculous that that's just happened. But I think we might have a nice setup for a short if we start trickling up to that point of control level. And then maybe if we see this kind of price action trickling up, spike, come back down, the break, retest, then I think we've got a really nice trade we can get in short on this area. Because I do think we are, this is a pretty big move, especially on a currency. We're definitely past the ATR, and we're in some of these big levels. So this point of control of that consolidation, I really think would be a really nice, and it coincides with the 200 EMA that hasn't been touched for a long time, So I really think that if it gets up to there, that would be a really nice setup for us to look at. So all of this consolidation here, it's the point of control, 200 EMA, we've got all of these big levels. It's just a no-brainer, really. We just got to see if it actually comes up to that level, which it looks like it is.
For anyone who is wondering, I'm gonna switch to my screen for a little bit. For anyone who's wondering what is how relative to the average move this move in EU is, right? We can see the ATR below in that indicator window, and we can read that the ATR currently is at around 114.6. And if we measure today's move, right, we are just we're not close and anywhere near close to the end of it, but already we are at 134, right? So we are 20 pips above. 20 pips out of 114, that's about 16% up, 116% what it normally does on ADR. And that this is, of course, because of Trump inauguration, this volatility coming in, and especially that news that come out. So you can expect more of these kind of days in the days ahead of us because of Trump and anything, all the uncertainty, the expectation that is built up. What will he do? Will he be, light on some topics, or maybe he signals something that the market wasn't expecting? Typically Trump kind of way of approaching news and handling his way of being, basically, which is his trademark. So this is going to be very good for us as traders, right? You can see already the bullishness coming in. It taps into the fresh order block, and we have possibly the indication of the beginning of that bullish order flow coming in back to the market, right? We have that bullish order block, and then again, which coinciding, the fact that it coincides with the Trump coming into power says a lot about the opportunities that we have ahead of us. So I think it's actually, I like the chart from GU. So if you guys don't mind, let's look at that. That was GU. I thought it was EU. Both of them are very similar, but let me go GU because that's the reason I had it on, because I wanted to so that means that what I just mentioned about the ATR was GU, not EU. Let's do it again for EU, which is 86. and currently it's doing 132. So that is, what is that? That's 1545. That's 150%. It's ATR. So that's even more so pronounced, that move on that expansion of the today's range compared to GU. But that's great. This is EU chart. What I was wanted to show was the on. I think GU offers a bit more, even though EU is reacting more to the news. I think, at least in my point of view, that the GU offers a little bit more opportunity potential, because if we look, we are the move we had today. Today's move is actually the final leg in GU fresh order block on the daily time frame being reacted upon. And if we go to the H4, we can find that there is a quasi here at play, which is this quasi, right? As it moves out, that's the head. It breaks out. Of course, the question is, will it ever come back before moving out? Chances are it may not, because all this powerful impulsive move is likely not going to be retraced this way. But perhaps it's not going to happen today right away. Maybe it's going to wait for a couple of days. But if it does happen, to me, that would be the area that I would be wanting to get into the market. That is these structures that are left behind. Once the market, the initial moves get retraced, that's where I want to be getting in for the continuation move for that macro targets, which are much, much higher. And I think that this on GU offers this much better than if we compare, for example, EU, where you can't really see that as clearly. You do have an order block, an entry order block below us here, but it's not part of a quasi, right? So the fact that there is no quasi in here on the H4 compared to GU makes me want to be trading GU instead of EU for that macro move, and only if it comes back for the retracement. But so 150% ATR and 115 more or less on 60 to 116 on EU. Those are the comparison or the relative movement of today's moves compared to last couple of days, meaning the ATR.
Euro GBP is retracing heavily here as well. I don't know if you looked at that, but it's retracing heavily. Euro GBP is the first one to start moving to the downside, it seems. So EG is actually coming down and testing a support level. So if there's any fuel in this move, then this might be the area where I want to switch over to my screen just quickly to kind of show people what I'm looking at right here. So this is EG right here. We're coming down, hitting the 0.618 right now. So if you look at the 4 hour, we see that we had that strong move to the upside. We've already had a very strong move to the upside on EG. The break has already happened down here. But if you go all the way down to the 5 minute, we have this. Actually, that move was not as big on EG, but we are retracing back down to an untested level here. So for those of you looking for that intraday trade or whatever, this is a good level to look for a reaction, I would say, around that area. I'm surprised though that EG is dumping so quickly while Euro USD is actually continuing to the upside and looks like wants to break out even higher. This is a good question. Should I keep my Trump coin? This is the thing, like there's hundreds of thousands of people out there right now asking the same thing. Should I keep my Trump coin? I probably shouldn't have bought it in the first place. That's the thing.
Not financial advice, but rotating it into Milana coin might be. I'm only joking. You're gonna have to.
Let me ask you this. What is okay? So Euro USD is pumping. Bitcoin is pumping. Trump coin doing nothing. Is that a good sign? Is that strength? Is that something you want to be long?
You can't have something that goes up 2,000% in 2 days, and for it to not have a bit of consolidation or a little bit of a retracement. It's just not. It's unheard of, So I think again, your trade, your decision. Don't look for us to make that decision for you. It's up to your risk tolerance. but you can't expect just straight go up just straight away and not have any kind of retracement or consolidation at least. What is really interesting on Euro is that head and shoulders that we've got, which is honestly pretty.
Oh
pretty
wow!
prominent.
I didn't see that one. That's a really good one.
A big reversal. Break retest on any of these big levels. Let's say the weekly level, a break retest and continuation to eventually take out these highs here. I really think Euro is going to keep pushing up, but let's see if we can get this. I really want to get this trade and see if we actually get that short on Euro right now. So that kind of short.
It's interesting because you gave me a completely new perspective on EU. Let me bring up my screen here. Because you looked at the 4 hour and you basically looked at like this, right? And I didn't really see that as a swing point, and it isn't really a swing point. I mean, these are obvious swing points, but it's still price kind of holding that level on the daily, and then on the 4 hour we do have sort of a head and shoulders. So it did kind of make me see this from a different perspective. I'm viewing these wicks, I'm viewing the price action right here, and I'm actually thinking that's strong. That might be some strength in there. Do you understand what I'm saying, Victor?
Yes, for sure. I see that too. It looks like we have compression and then the break out of it, and that's typically the kind of move you have for impulsive move. And we haven't had that. Well, we did have it before on EU a couple of days ago, which only lasted about 1 day. And now, so the question is this going to last longer? If so, then we have a change in character of the market. That's going to be our cue if we are shifting back to bullishness, because we have been expecting this kind of reversal from EU for weeks now, and it's not really happening. It hasn't broken any structure. It hasn't created, if I may, let me go back to my screen on. Maybe let me go back to my screen. I'm going to show my screen shortly here. If we look closer on the H4, where's the quasi, the head of the neckline, I mean, from the quasi? We haven't broken it yet. It's this line to me, at least. And for some other people, it might be something, it might be even higher. But to me, it's that line. That line, we haven't broken the structure yet. So even if we have H4 quasi in here, the bigger move, right, the bigger structure, and we should be able to break on all levels, not on the micro, not micro, but I mean on the recent area here. We should be breaking the bigger. This is the left shoulder, the head, and that is the neckline to me. And if it breaks it, then of course it's going to be obvious for everyone that we have a higher chance of keep on going higher, perhaps after it coming back to some kind of demand area below here before it goes out. However, we haven't broken it yet. So and what I meant with the impulsive move was this happened on the 6th of January. We had a couple. It was like 1 day where I saw buying pressure coming in, like you would expect when price is going to make a major move, but it stopped it was stopped in this track. By the end of the day, it was gone, only to go making a lower low. So if this movement that we're seeing right now, if this is more pronounced and makes a higher move, right? We can measure the impulsive move that we got here. It was about 129 pips in what essentially was 2 bars, so 8 hours. To me, it was the whole day, but you can imagine I was expecting, when it was retracing, I was expecting that follow-up. I was waiting to see if there is going to be a follow-up. 129, and if we zoom in, what are we having right now? We have, right, 100 and not even 100. It's at 93 pips, which is just the first H4 candle, right? Not both of them. So the question is, are we going to see this continuing? If we do, not 2, but maybe 4 or 5 before we get a retracement, that could be our cue in reading the market into thinking we are shifting, and this is going to be, the beginning of a move much, much higher. Not necessarily right away. It may still come back after it's making its point, right? Point being breaking that neckline that we talked about. Maybe after some time, come back for a retracement before continuing. Not necessarily all the way here, or maybe, who knows, it might come all the way here and even more. But that could be the beginning of the shift, right? It needs to make its point, break the structure, and then perhaps retrace for in a couple of days, maybe in a week's time. And if so, that's going to be a huge opportunity for traders waiting and those who are patient to get in those area of demand for that move that we're expecting on the higher time frame, right? Because on the daily time frame as well, it's not only on the H4. You can see on the daily as well, this is the neckline. It needs to take this out to signal that we are, in a different kind of situation. It's not bullishness. Bearish. The sells traders controlling the market, having the upper hand. If we can continue to break this, then it signals the right kind of impulsive move we need for a realistic expectation of price going much, much higher.
Yeah. So I think
I'm looking at this area for price to come back to for, let me see, that would be the area that I would be interested in. Of course, the lower order block as well.
So I'm gonna have to take just a quick couple of minutes break. Gonna move around. My foot is kind of like I gotta move it around a bit.
No problem. Take your time. So yes, I would be interested in as I see this, and this is something that has made a huge difference in my in reading, which is when I see this, right? The momentum traders, they're likely already in the trade, and they want to be in this leg. However, I want the market to come to me, and this move is, to me, the market telling us that where the buyers came in, right? In this structure, in this area. That's the area that I want to be buying when and if it comes back to that area. So when I see this, I'm not hurrying or rushing, impatiently, anxiously to get into the market. I'm just sitting on my hands, watching the market, and preparing to get in at a later time. And maybe it's not so obvious, maybe it doesn't have the same momentum, but this shift that I just mentioned changed a lot in my performance compared to when I was trying to catch this move, the first move, because a lot of the times it retraces back. Not always, of course. Sometimes it just keeps on going, and you're happy to catch that move from the beginning. But I prefer to miss that move, those that don't retrace, to only catch the ones that do come back. And if it at a later time comes back to this order block, that's currently the right. It's probably going to break this. It looks like it's so strong. It's probably going to break that. If it does break it even on the daily time frame. So this is on a higher time frame. Even though I enter on the 1 minute, the analysis, the direction, the bias, everything is based on the structure, is based on the higher time frames, the H4, and in this case, even the daily. And it is that patient waiting for price to come to you, I think, that makes a huge difference in what kind of results you're going to get. Something, it doesn't have to be this nicely. It can happen in many different ways. Perhaps not even come back in anytime soon. Maybe even go even higher before later, perhaps getting into some area of demand that perhaps it's not even this one by that time. Maybe there is another structure before we can catch. And if we do catch something, it's going to be much higher. I think on the weekly time frame, you can see the importance of the area we are in, which is because of this order block all the way from to the left, right? This was the order block from 2022. I said 2023, if I'm not mistaken, but it's actually the structure goes way May 2022, and this makes it very, very interesting to be looking for a macro shift in the market because of this order block. And the initial TP that I would be looking for are these structures here, right? Which is, there is an order block here, which will be my initial on the weekly time frame, but that's already at 109 around that level, and possibly even continue going higher. And there isn't a lot to stop price if price continues to indeed reverses, and weeks from now, maybe even months from now, it's going to be clear that it wants to go much higher. This is a huge kind of move we could be seeing, right? From where we are, from this week's, we're talking about 500 pips, which is the initial on the weekly time frame, initial area that we could see price, not necessarily right away, because between now and then it can make many retraces before it actually reaches that target. The market doesn't move in a straight line, of course, but it's going to be very exciting if if indeed it breaks that daily structure, daily neckline. Wouldn't you say, Alex?
Yeah, definitely it comes back into that range. We'll be looking at going to the top of that range. What I'm more interested in at the moment, and what's caught my eye, is just what EU is actually just doing at the moment. If I just pop over, we had a trade like this last week on Wednesday. If you remember, we had news popped up, and then it started doing this kind of rounded price action. Now I'm kind of anticipating, it's still quite early, but if we're getting this rounded kind of price action on EU now, and it's showing a little bit of weakness, I think this is the setup that we're looking for. This, if it breaks this level, that kind of distribution pattern, the same pattern that we traded on Wednesday, is the same pattern that we've got now. You've got that A, you've got this kind of B, the C is where it takes everybody out, which hit the level of the point of control to the pip. Waiting for that to break down, which would be the D, and then we come into a retracement of this area, and that's going to be the area that we're going to short out when it comes down. So it's a shame on my prior shorts, they're a little bit premature, but I think I'm going to get in, set up my screens now for this. Because this looks like a really, really, really nice trade. Let me set up MT5. And that's on pound. Hold on. EU. Okay, so we've broken this level now. All I want is that break, retest onto here. And then let's see how much we're getting in onto this. So that is about 100. 500 divided by. So it's about five lots I'll be putting on that. I don't really like that wick. I'd prefer to see an actual candle body close, but I think we can still work with it.
What are you waiting? Oh, you're not waiting.
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to come to hit that 50.
Okay.
My stop will be above this high at that point of control.
Why there? Why are you planning on getting in there?
Getting in here?
Yes.
So I'm getting in the 50% of this particular leg. So if it continues to break down, I don't know if we're gonna get this. Ideally, you get a body close here, then a push back up to the 50, or even around this area here, which is, that would be the ideal place to short. And we're going to get out at this area of demand, which is where the extension of the fibs are. So that's the play. Is there any music? I can feel the quietness.
I'll put on some music.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm on it now. There you go. We've got some music. I don't normally use actual limits. I normally get in just market, but don't know if we're going to get tagged in. But this distribution kind of pattern, you see so much as well. Recently, I've seen it so many times over like different types of crypto coins, FX pairs. This would be your kind of quasi as well, no, Victor?
Yes, but let me double check that on what time frame that would be. I'm actually looking for a trade as well. The only thing is, of course, I do a top-down analysis, but let me look on the lower time frame if I can find anything. If I see it, you're in the 1 minute, correct?
Yeah.
That would be a 1 minute quasi indeed. And my entry would be 0387 to 0390, so about 3 pips of an entry order block, and the top entry order block, which would be the 0399 up the way to the top. However, before I enter a trade like that, I wanna have some H4, H1, reason to get in at that specific. I need a reason for the market to reverse from that area. So I'm looking for that right now to see if it makes sense for me as well. At least have some kind of alignment. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be valid.
Do you know, this morning I put in this level here, and I said, if EU gets up to here, I want to short it. Wow. On my other account, I don't know why I tried to short this. It's like on different accounts, you've got a plan, and then you don't actually do it. And on this account, it's I got to be a little bit more patient with this one, but I did, just for transparency, I did actually short this, where the actual plan was to only short once that POC was hit. But I think we're going to get this right now. Let's have a look.
Okay, tell me what I missed. You're in the short.
Well, I was talking about EU macro reversal maybe happening, but we haven't broken the neckline, at least not according to my rules on the H4 and D1 yet. And how being patient was a game changer for me, meaning days like these where everyone is very bullish because of this humongous move, I'm only watching and waiting and planning my entries days, in advance, and how that changed my, my performance a long time ago. Not being chasing the market, but waiting for market to come back after moves like these. So I'm chilled when I see this, because I think this is going to give me opportunities in the future, and I'm not anxious to get in right away. Other than that, Alex has been, getting in, almost getting in with that limit order he has on EU for a short.
Nice.
Because it did on the 1 minute did seem to break it broke structure and formed a quasi on the 1 minute. And I'm still trying to, on the H4 or some other hourly time frame, to find validity to start trading the market live for our audience. I haven't gotten
I wanna I'm gonna bring it back to what you talked about, patience, right? You wanna be patient. I think that's such a massive strength, and as a trader, I think most people probably don't understand how important it is to really stay patient in the markets, and really not just take every. And I know Alex is laughing a little bit here because he's probably looking at this.
Literally the opposite of me, There's me. Like, I've got my button on the sell just in case he doesn't actually get to my limit. I'm not being patient for anything.
But again, the different types of trading styles require different types of strength. Like you, for example, you're on the lower time frames, and when you're on the lower time frames, what you want to do is you want to be quick. You want to be sure that you can react to the impulses that I believe come from your intuitive side, right? You gotta let that intuitive side of you kind of speak through the charts when you're scalping. But when you're kind of looking at a bigger picture and you're planning for a trade that you might hold for a couple of days, you know that if I'm impulsive, if I don't have patience, then I'm gonna most likely be stopped out because of a fake out or anything like that. But it's different with the lower time frames, because the lower time frames you trade momentum a lot of times, and you want to get in when there's already momentum, and you gotta be quick about that. So there's different types of patience, I believe. I believe on the lower time frames, you're gonna be patient enough for price to hit a certain area, but when price hits that area, you want to be sure to kind of switch. You want to be quick about entering a position. But as a swing trader, you're never really supposed to be quick. So I think it's a game of different types of patience.
Well, and the thing is, you got to know when to be patient as well, because when I go to my execution time frame, I don't have time. There's no place for patience. There is only place to getting in at the right moment, at the right place. That's it. You have to be on time. You have to be on the ball. And that's not a question of being patient. That's a question of being, methodical and waiting. Yes, patient, waiting for price. But once it gets there, you execute. There's no time for reconsidering the position. You execute right away. But that's completely different when I'm, when you should be, waiting for the structure to form. That's where you need patience.
I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna let you speak, Alex. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I like how we're talking about patience, and then this guy says it's a direct attack on Alex. Like, it's not personal.
Direct attack.
Direct attack. Okay, so we got a few developments here with this move. We can start with Euro USD, and I'm getting excited because I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't traded in a long time. Not only because of my foot. Obviously, I don't need my foot to be trading, but even before that, I was not really, in the markets much. I was just planning and making plans for the future.
It's about to get hit. Do you want to watch it live, or do you want to save me the agony of getting stop loss live on stream? Let's have a look.
Why did you short that?
Why did I short this? This is an amazing place to short. There's no reason why I wouldn't short this. You've come up, we've had top to the ATR, points of control after it's broken so many different levels. Price is making a rounded type of price action. We broke this level. Retracement, continuation. This is a great trade. It's a great trade. It's
just that's a fantastic trade.
It is. Yeah. It is a good trade.
Yeah. Well, if you tell yourself that just a couple of more times, then maybe it's gonna hit TP.
I think
I'm kidding though. I understand that it's a good trade. It's I am a bit careful though with shorting moves like this. I feel like I need a clear structure break, but it kind of happened though. And,
but the thing is, Alex. But then, that's the thing. It's on the 1 minute, and Alex doesn't need to retrace completely for him to get out. This is just right. This is just a couple of pips. 15 pips or so, and you're good, right, Alex?
Yep. Well, 25 pips.
Well, okay, 25. But I mean, that can happen while it keeps on going on. That's only going to be a retrace into some demand area below, and before it can continue to go, and everyone will say, well, that's not something we want to be shorting, but there is, money to be made on these moments. If you're very fast and you can recognize it, and you're not afraid to get in front of this powerful move and go against it, there's certainly money to be made very quickly retracing it.
The same if you have a look on the end of the live stream we had with Anastasia the other day on news, this exact pattern happened, and we shorted it, and it went straight to take profit, and we actually left money on the table because I took profits a little bit earlier. So it's like when you start seeing this pattern, and it's happening a lot as well. This kind of makes a high, then it takes everybody out, then it breaks, and then it comes back to a retracement, and then it continues. It's happened a lot.
Yeah, and it's also the idea of mean reversion. It's just you have an overextended move. That overextended move, it goes without saying, an overextended move will retrace. It happens almost all the time. So it is a valid trade idea. I wanted just to bring up this comment right here. It says it isn't even about being, it isn't even about being patient really. It's about knowing how a winning setup looks like after backtesting and solely entering when a setup appears. But listen, that's exactly the definition of patient. Like you're gonna be patient because you're gonna be waiting for that setup to appear, and that's what I mean with patience in trading. The reason why a lot of people fail at this is because they know what they're looking for, but they're not trading what they're looking for. They're trading something else because they're not patient. And they're over trading because they're taking trades that are not the thing that they should be trading. So this is the same thing as patience. So when I say you got to be patient as a trader, I don't mean just be patient. I mean wait for the right setups and the setups to appear. And those setups are the ones that you have statistical edge on.
You're so right with that comment. That is the definition for me as well. To be being patient isn't just about waiting endlessly. It's not about waiting. It's about waiting until everything is as it should be, as their setup is defined. And when you have a trade plan that is based on data, on your backtested, it gets easier to wait for those moments because you know what you're getting into once that setup finally completely presents itself. And the patience is in not thinking, okay, this is going to confirm, right? But I feel so confident I'm going to get in anyway before it actually confirms because you think you're smarter than your trade plan. That's where your patience is tested, in actually waiting for every little criteria of your trade plan being satisfied before you pull that trigger. That's the patience. And of course, you can see in a different way that's not patient, that just waiting that's trading according to the rule. But I mean, it takes patience, otherwise you're going to be front running those setups, pre-entering, and that's the recipe for disaster. I know that from experience. Whenever I try to get in before the signal, it shows me that that's not where the edge lies.
I think right now in the market, what I'm doing right now, I'm thinking there's a very good example of where patience is important to me, because right now what we're seeing right now is your USD is so far so good. It's following the plan. We got NCD USD is also breaking out, so this is starting to, like, that plan of a reversal is starting to get initiated, right? We got AUD USD, same thing with AUD USD. We got USD CAD breaking down here as well. USD CHF showing that breakdown as well, and so there's a lot of things lining up here. And what I'm thinking right now is I kind of want to enter, like I kind of like it's starting to materialize, and I can feel that And I mean, in the beginning of my trading career, I would definitely say that, all right, let's just enter a small position here. Let's just enter the trade right here because it's probably gonna, run. It's probably not gonna retest that level. So I think for me, the patience here comes from, I need to wait for the daily candle to close, which of course might mean that I'm gonna miss out on an opportunity. But I'm gonna be waiting for the daily candle to close before making a decision, and that also creates clarity, right? I know that I don't need to make a decision now. The decision is to be made tomorrow, which removes a lot of stress as well, because I don't really have to think that, should I enter, should I not enter,
Yeah, there's no second guessing yourself, just following the plan. That's how you maintain calmness as a trader as well, just following the plan without thinking, let me think harder, look harder for the profit. I don't think that's how you should be approaching the market. It's waiting for the market to come to your area and forming those structures and setup that you define to be as your entry areas or entry points, and trading only then. Anything else is not yours. You have to only trade your setups, and it takes some time before we understand what is ours and what isn't. Right? The market moves all the time, but that doesn't mean you have to be in the trades all the time. You have to be only in those that have proof to you with in your data, based on your data, that they offer you edge.
Yep, that's it. So that's it. Oh man, I had a terrible stop out on S&P 500. I had one trade I took on S&P 500. I had this trade, and I had my TP, I believe, up here, and it took me out. And I looked at the market at this point, and I said, maybe this is a reversal. So obviously I'm happy to get out of this trade at this point, because we were in a situation where a lot of people would scream bear market and maybe get rejected here. I remember having a live stream, I believe last week, when I said, there might be the possibility of, if this level does not get retested, then we might actually enter a quite bearish market structure. But yeah, it reclaimed that level. But of course, it sucks to get stopped out and see price move to TP. But it is what it is.
Let's say you worked for a big institution. I don't know. Like, let's say you've got now an order to get like a massive amount of size into the market. Realistically, you're probably going to aim for those areas to get into, because if you try and get it in while the market's going up, it's going to be pretty difficult because you get slipped. The place for them to get the best deal is probably where you add your stop loss, which is what we all look at, really. So
yeah, I mean, it is true that. It is true that large players are looking at areas where we would naturally put our stop loss, because there is liquidity in those areas. Yes, and that is usually below a support level. So and it especially true when it comes to the stock market, individual stocks, where there's like, you want to buy a very large amount of this stock, and there's not actually enough liquidity for you to market buy. I mean, if we're looking at your USD, that's a lot of liquidity. You can get in probably pretty much wherever you want, even if you're a very big player. But if you're going to be buying Walmart, you're going to be going long Walmart, and you're going to be buying tens of millions of dollars or even more, then of course you want to look at liquidity pockets area. But the thing is here, this should not be confused with anyone hunting people's stops.
Yeah, there is a story, and I'll tell you a funny story. When we were at the London live trading event, there was a guy that used to work with, I can't remember which prop firm or which bank in London, and he told a story to me that when he has these client orders, and he has to put his client orders into the market. Now, when he would go to the pub, he would then talk to his friends that are trading in other firms, and he would basically say to his friends, he'd be like, look, I've got a stump at this particular area, this particular price. A stump just means basically where he's put a bulk number of orders and where they're putting their stop losses. So I think there is a little bit of gain between where these people put orders and where they kind of put their, they target these areas to get into the larger orders. So I think there is a little bit of play in that, but on the retail level like us, I think we're so minuscule. We just put our stops in places where it's just obvious that other people put their stops in general. Higher highs, double tops, above ranges. They're just natural places people put their stops anyway. It's just, but
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And if I'm going to be honest, the stock market is, I'm not going to say it's rigged, but there's definitely, technology. There's definitely technology available that puts some market participants way ahead of retail. Like, for example, you have high frequency trading where, just a millisecond of faster order executions can actually help you front run retail and actually buy and sell a specific share before your order even gets hit, and they'll make money by front running your orders and things like that. So it's, yes, there are some things happening in the market that might not be totally ethical, but legal for weird reason. But yeah, it's special. And I think as traders, we kind of have to be aware of that. But also this is you can actually quantify this. You can look at the statistics of this. You can ask yourself, how many times does this happen? Then does it happen 9 out of 10 times when you trade? Do you stop loss get hit that often? Well, then you have a strategy around that. Either you increase stop loss or you just take the other side of that position. So there are strategies that you can use with this in mind. I think for the S&P 500, I think this is just a matter of a breakthrough. This is just a typical fake out where you have a strong move to the downside, and because of news, and then the news gets digested, and the bigger players comes in and they say, we're still bullish long term. This news doesn't change of our narrative, and they start buying it up, and then it gets reclaimed.
Yep.
This is so. Who is the bank or institutions to create this kind of movement in the Forex market? Okay, so the FX market. Yeah, we got banks and I mean. So I guess the Forex market, you could say, is built up on traders and speculators and actual banks exchanging currencies.
Commercial. If I'm in the UK and I've got to send stock to a certain other country, they've got to, do the transaction from, let's say, from pound to euro or pound to dollar or anything like that, So there's those random transactions that get put in bulk into the market on a daily basis, on an hourly basis.
Yeah, but what's really moving the markets, what's creating the patterns in the market is not that random transaction between banks. It's the speculative nature of the Forex market. That's what's creating the patterns, because the patterns are based on human emotions and speculative behavior. That's why we have technical analysis. I wanted to say also that we always say that the Forex market is the biggest market, the most liquid market in the world, especially Euro USD. But you can also look at GBP USD, which is also a huge market, very liquid. And you would say, well, it's impossible to manipulate that market. But I would like you all to look this up if you're interested in the Forex market being able to be manipulated. There is a story about a trader working with the Bank of England, who actually manipulated the price of GBP USD. That's so it's very, very possible. Unfortunately, if the right people get together and decide that they're going to move the market, then it's possible to move the market. Which is we are in an interesting industry. There's a lot of ups and downs in this industry. There's a lot of question mark from a ethical point of view in this industry. We got to be clear about that. And also, we work in the the prop firm space. I mean, the 5ers, I love the 5ers, absolutely amazing. We're working with this company for a year now, and the reason why I'm working for this company is because the whole company, the whole team, super professional, and we love what we're doing. But the prop firm industry is also one of those industries within this industry where there's a lot of question marks when it comes to whole operational things.
Yeah, well, the question is, do you want to keep the position? And the answer is yeah. At the end of the day, I've put on the risk, I've put on the trade, and you've got to either live or die by the trade, or you've tested that you cut trades early. If you tested that you've cut trades early and stuff like that, then fine. But yeah, I've put on the trade, and I'm not going to.
At this point, you're just too close to
stop loss, or it hits the take profit. Well, that's it. And there's a very so
yeah, there's a very fine line between actually managing the trade and just micromanaging and overmanaging. It has to be very you need to know exactly why you want to exit the trade. Would you exit this at break even?
What's the point? That I've put a stop loss in the area where I say, if it goes to that area, I don't want to be in the trade. So why, if it's close to that area, why would I close it out? Because I'm still not wrong on the trade. I'm wrong when it's hit my stop loss. The difference is, if you haven't got a stop loss and it's already past that area, and then you're like, maybe if it goes back to break even, then I'll close it. That's the wrong attitude. The attitude with this is, unless it hits that stop loss, the trade is still in play for me. But it's up to everybody else. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put on the trade, and I wouldn't have put the amount of risk on that I decided if I was going to cut it a pip or two early. But yeah, it looks awful right now.
The DAX is absolutely flying. Why is the DAX flying? It's such a beautiful uptrend.
The MT5 is delayed on my 5ers challenge. I don't know, mate. I'm literally on a 5ers account now. This is a 5ers account, and it's.
What's the problem?
No delay. It's the stream that's delayed. There's a delay in the stream. There's about 20 seconds delay on the stream between what we see and what the audience sees, later in time.
Can I just ask the audience a question? How many times have you cut a trade early for it then to go to your take profit? Is anybody just is that happened to you before? It's happened to me before. So
yeah, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Because I could be just talking absolute rubbish, and it just goes and runs through my stop loss right now, and then all of it will be for nothing. See, there you go. Many times, too many. Always used to do that. Boom, boom, boom. Numerous times. Many today.
Yeah, can we have multiple instances of MT5 for each? Yes, you can.
I was in this move today on pound dollar. I was in this move on pound dollar, and it took me out and then just went straight back up. It was this move.
Maybe this helps. I'm not familiar with changing the servers. I've never had to do that. But if you're able to change the servers, maybe that makes sense. If you're able to do that.
What's the question?
There's a delay, like the delay in MT5.
No. Who is delayed? People at home in the audience?
Yeah, the 5ers MT5 account is 5 minutes behind my FTMO, it says.
Oh.
But we don't have the same. The data doesn't come from the same place.
No, but it's.
If it's delayed, Maybe there's some arbitrage. I don't know. I'm joking.
I didn't want to say that until you did.
Maybe there's a difference between maybe FTMO has there shouldn't be a 5-minute delay though.
No, of course not. I mean, an opportunity like that, you can earn a lot of money.
Yeah, this was the trade that I got into. I actually took the fib from the wrong area. I actually tried to be a little bit aggressive, and I pulled my fib from here. And I got into the trade, I think, can't remember specifically, but I was waiting for the break and retest on this figure. I think it was here that I got into the trade, and it basically took me straight out. Now, my issue with this, I pulled the fib from the wrong area because I wanted, if price actually came to that area, that's the area I want to get out at. And that's the issue. So that's the reason why I got out of that trade. But euro is coming down nicely. Now, whoever told me to close that trade, imagine what we'd be laughing right now if I closed that trade earlier and oh my God, really? Seriously? That is ridiculous. That has got to be clipped, man. That has got to be absolutely clipped.
What is?
Look at, haven't you seen just what it's done? Right where I say, imagine if I told that person we closed, we closed out, and then it just goes and does something like that. That was bang. That was crazy. There you go. The mayor is now on officially 90% win rate. Let's see what pound is doing.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I had the whole tab muted, so I couldn't hear you. Did you? You probably didn't ask me anything anyway.
No, we didn't.
Andy B. What can we say? Can't win them all, mate. But no, it was a decent trade. Just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Let's have a look and see on Tradingview where it's gonna go.
Andy B probably went long on that. He's probably gonna say, "I went long. Stop loss is my entry."
Wow, how fierce is that though?
It is.
Oof. And my Melina Trump, who's putting up their chart? My Melina Trump is not doing anything.
All right, I think I'm gonna take a short on EU.
Oof.
Right here.
Oof.
I'll show my screen in a little while.
That is crazy. Somebody's got to clip that and send it to me as well.
Okay, I was stopped out.
Yeah, that was it. You must have had a pretty tight stop loss though for that.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was very, very tight.
That was quick.
There was no time not even to show it because I didn't have time to get back to,
that was super quick. Let's see what else is going on. Near is looking good. I've been in this trade for so long, and it's just literally, how many weeks is this now? 84 days been in this trade. Solana doing its thing. ETH not doing anything. That I've got out of. Pound We know what pound's doing.
Okay, so we gotta be EU is absolutely crushing it right here. So I would assume that this is based on the I would assume that this is based on USD. And listen to this. We got news coming out. It says that Trump officially confirms the Wall Street Journal reports that he will stop short of imposing day one tariffs. Okay, so Trump now confirms the Wall Street Journal reports. Last time he said it was fake news and then price went back down. Now he confirms it and price continues higher. This is a news driven.
Fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. But what you have to understand here, guys, that this is not a technical market. This is not a technical market. Why also trades like Alex and Victor is taking right here. I mean, of course, you're going to get stopped out when Trump comes out and says something like that. It's not a technical market. These are moves made by unforeseen news events. Technical trading like that works very well when you've already had a news event and then it kind of slows down. But adding another news event on that will of course take out any technical pattern. However, there are, when you look at the higher time frames, that's where you can find the bigger moves and the primary moves, and those are, you're not going to be able to manipulate those. The news events are, you're not going to be able to manipulate or to see moves that are go completely crazy on the bigger time frames. And that's why with this type of trading, I do prefer looking at the higher time frames. I would say though that if you took this trade, you were simply unlucky, you know. This is bad luck with the way that Trump comes out and probably starts tweeting, you know.
Look, as long as he talks about crypto, I just imagine he says something like no tax on crypto for US companies, like you mentioned. That would be absolutely insane.
All you have to do is just say the word strategic and Bitcoin is going to pump. That's it. I know like I've sold most of my crypto holdings, but I'm of course holding a bag, and I've added some, and I've also added leverage to it. So
the only thing as well with this, how much you see this consolidation, we had such a long amount of consolidation. This bit of consolidation, what was that, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks? I don't know how much of a move we're going to get off this. Where, you know, seems super expensive. But then again, you've got all the ETFs as well. A lot of liquidity coming into the market now. Like every month, people are putting in a set amount of money into Bitcoin. So it's going to be
alts are going to be like there's not enough money to go around. Like people are gonna get into Bitcoin. I'm surprised that alts are not dumping already. I mean, it's big.
Total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So this is what, total 1, or was this total 2? I think it's total 1. Break, retest, continuation. Like it looks super clean. Didn't expect for alt to continue up. The same thing goes with, this is excluding the top 10. You know, there's a lot of room to go from here. Does anybody want? Should we have a look at? Anybody want to put anything in the chat, and we will have a look, because I think we've gone through most of the stuff that I would normally go through.
I'm interested in. I think we might be seeing a reversal on oil. Let me bring that up. We had a very big move on oil here, as you can see. we had a very technical move here on oil, and then if we see on the daily, we were kind of breaking down. Look at the 4 hour, it looks like we're breaking structure right here. We have what looks to be also like some sort of head and shoulders pattern right here, where we broke below this level right here. And I'm actually thinking that we might actually have a potential reversal here on oil. We have two levels. Of course, we have the first level being that one, and then below we have where the move originated from. So I think we actually have a potential short opportunity here on gold. And I also think that no, not gold, oil. And if Trump comes in, I mean, Trump has been quite vocal about potentially making a deal in Ukraine, and we also have what it looks like a ceasefire agreement in the Middle East. We also have Trump coming in and potentially talking about making a deal in Ukraine, and that would, of course, put some downwards pressure on oil, I believe. So, yeah, the technicals are aligning for a reversal, and the fundamentals somewhat align with this as well. And I did read some reports, I can't remember exactly what, but I did read some economic reports saying that some hedge funds were looking at covering or basically taking profits on their US oil, their ETI oil positions. Yeah. So, yeah. See. It does look good, though. I mean, it does definitely looks good for possible reversal here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at gold. I know we haven't looked at gold. I know we have. By the way, Tradingview just released a new feature where you can put alerts on a whole watch list at the same time. So I can show you how that would work. So here I have a watch list. We can look at this green list, and what I can do is I can create alerts on this whole watch list. So I can do green list, and then I can do conditions. I can take the indicator, for example, and then so the indicator, and I can say, okay, every time I want a long signal on the 4 hour, and then it's going to trigger, potentially trigger on all the pairs in this list, which for those of you out there who have been working with alerts and indicators know how complicated that is, because you have to make two alerts, one long and one short, on every single pair. But now you can put all the pairs in one list, and then you can create long and short alerts on all of those in only two clicks, which is extremely useful.
How does that work? What is the criteria for the signal to, be emitted?
Okay, so let me give you a better example here. We can add the let's add a moving average. Okay, let's do SMA. Yeah, let's do two SMAs. Let's do the 50 and the 200. Like that. We're doing the daily. I'm gonna move Euro USD, NCD USD, USD CHF, and that one. We're gonna move it to add all selected to create new list, and we'll name this alert list. Go to the alert list, and now we're gonna create alerts on this whole list, and we're gonna do once per bar close, because we want this alert to trigger if the environment is correctly. We want that to trigger every daily close, daily candle close. So the condition here would be the 50 EMA crossing 200 SMA. So we have the 50 moving average crossing the 200 moving averages on the daily once per bar close, and then it says right here we can do 50 SMA crossing 200 SMA, and then we'll do the alert name would be the same, and then create. And now we go to alerts, and here we have, let's see, there's so many alerts here, but let's see if we can search for an alert. Alerts. Okay, so now you have this alert up here on the alert list, and it should then every time any of these pairs on that list, and anytime the daily 50 crosses the 200 daily, I'm gonna get an alert.
Nice.
That's good.
Nice.
That's a nice feature. TradingView, to be fair, with features are coming out. They're coming out with a lot of stuff that really take, because we were testing out TrendSpider, weren't we? And it's a good platform, but there's something about TradingView just being so smooth and easy to use. It just takes over anything that.
TradingView is definitely the the top dog in the industry. Definitely the industry leader at this time. I like TrendSpider. TrendSpider has things that TradingView does not have. So there are certain things with TrendSpider where you can actually create, like, it has nice multi-time frame, but it's like TradingView just works. It has all the things that you want. It's very powerful in a simplistic way, and it just works very, very good for technical analysis. And now they start adding new things. It's very, very impressed with.
It's getting even better, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna remove that alert. But it's definitely definitely interesting, and also the alert system in TradingView is quite simple, and I do recommend that people use it. If not with indicators, should definitely utilize just adding alerts to the chart like this, right? Just have an alert, because that's how I manage my plans, right? I make a plan, and then I put alerts at the levels where I would be interested in trading that, Yeah, I guess we're all quiet reading the comments. Well, yeah, I mean, the live streams here, we're not a support channel. We can't really, and I haven't really heard about that, but all we can do is we can forward this to I can forward this and we can look into this, but I'm pretty sure that it's already being looked into. But yeah, definitely we want to make sure that the conditions are right. Oh my God.
Crypto bros.
Always was in very contentious battle almost between the two before President Biden announcing that he would step down and step away from running once again.
Imagine if he doesn't.
When you take a look at that moment, we did this with JD Vance, of course, and Vice President Harris. But what do you make of that as they paused?
Imagine if he doesn't
right where that photo opportunity was, but to apparently have some sort of conversation.
Just so you know, we're hearing the voice from the live stream.
Same thing I said about the JD. This is good for the.
But it's that now. It is live right now. Interesting. XRP sounds like let's pump XRP. Let's try this. Okay, if I write X.
What are you selling?
It's always Victor. It's like it's always gonna be Victor. He pulls up the screen. It's like he always has the most crazy entries. Wow.
I'm just waiting for a reason
what
to
are
get
you trading?
I'll show you on a different the analysis. That's EU. Yes. I'm waiting for.
How sour am I? Oh, nice, fair play, nice catch. That was a good catch. While we'll wait for you pulling up the thing, we'll put on Trump.
Yeah, no problem.
If it actually wants to work.
You're gonna play. Press live. Press.
Yeah, that would help.
That would help.
You want to show yours?
No. Show your analysis. We want to see what you were doing.
All right. The idea is just, well, look at the thing is we're getting into an area on the higher time frame that makes sense for price to start having some, selling pressure, right? We're getting to where the weekly order block is, the daily order block, and there's also that neckline that we talked about, right? So there's going to be people having their stops there, and I think it's going to be taken out, very likely to be taken out because of this impulsive move, this bullishness. So you got to be, if you're gonna retrace, go against this, you got to be quick at it. But there's plenty of reason for price to not respect, but react on these order blocks that we have on the daily time frame. And there's also on the lower time frames, as you can see from the left, we have from 50-minute order block. That one didn't really stop price, although it hasn't been invalidated. But we are getting into those where we have the H4, we have another H2, and we have an 15-minute. All of these concentration are, to me, reason for the market to have some kind of reaction here as on its way going perhaps higher and breaking that neckline, right? It's not going to go in a straight line. It's going to go zigzag up, higher highs, higher lows, but it's going to react on these structures that we have. On the 1 minute, there is no reason. It's very difficult for us to see that. So we need a higher time frame to have some put context to why is price putting a pin, a wick right there. And to me, it's everything onto the left, right? The structures on the higher time frame. You have this H2 as well. We are very close to it, and I'm sure when we get there, we will have a reaction as well, right? When we get there, either to the
we want to see the P&L, maybe
either the lower order, the lower border, or perhaps some in here. It will show us a reversal pattern, and we can trade them. And the question is, how far are we gonna take that? Now I have my TP right there, but I don't think I need to wait that long. I'm just going to take it out perhaps halfway through, or even before that. If I see that it doesn't have the structure that I need, well, on the lower time frame, there's no reason. This is pure bullish momentum. There's nothing bearish about this. So if it continues to do this, it's best just to take it out in this first trouble area, right? That's on the 5 minute, and not wait for it to really break structure, which I don't think it's going to do right now. I don't have reasons to believe that. Everything that I just did was just the reaction on those higher time frame order blocks, and a logical reaction that you have when price gets to them, which means it retraces, gets into some kind of demand zone as it continues higher.
Yeah, solid.
I do think we have interesting. You should subscribe. You should write something. Subscribe, wait a minute, and then write. Meh.
To wonder what that conversation is going to be like.
Subscribe. You gotta subscribe, man.
How is Trump?
He's not listening to me.
A very cold day, which is why in just the
speaking to me?
Yeah, you should subscribe, and then you have to write something like pump meh or you gotta help out. You gotta help out.
I'm not.
Well, you need to pump.
I'm not going to be part of the problem. Okay.
We're gonna write manipulate Euro USD. Please manipulate Euro USD to the upside. Please, Mr. Trump, can you please buy Euro USD?
I want some more.
Inside Capital One Arena, as of course.
Oh, we're actually over time. Are we? We are, right?
Yeah,
we're supposed to be.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be ending the live stream, aren't we?
U.S. Capital to watch.
Quite enjoying watching.
But by the way, guys, we had a comment about an issue with the
outside ceremony.
The Hong Kong server. Why don't you change the server to the one with less delay? You could probably change the server that's closer to you, or maybe that's the closest one. I don't know. Because I'm looking at mine, and for me, Hong Kong has like 400 milliseconds, while the US has 90.
Yep, for me too.
So maybe
if you've got EAs as well, depending, sometimes they can cause latency.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex, do you think he knows about Solana? Maybe you should write about Solana in the comments. Maybe Trump will read it. Like, who's this Alex on Filter Guy? I like this guy. Very good name. I like this guy. Solana. Yesterday we created the best coin, the most beautiful coin. It's the best coin in the world. The Trump coin. Did you buy? It pumped. A huge pump.
What happens? Did
you see the pump? Did you see the pump? It's a huge pump, big pump. Beautiful coin.
Beautiful
coin. One of the best.
Best pump. You did a really good accent there. That was a really good one. Wow, she looks kind of scary. Wow.
You know, we're supposed to be professionals here.
We are watching the Trump stream while everybody's screaming, pump XRP, pump.
It's pretty insane, isn't it?
We've gone past anything normal anymore. It really.
By the way, look at AUD USD on the 1 minute. That is well, that's his wife, dude.
No, sorry, man.
Well, you don't know. That's the point, though. You have no idea.
Lovely person.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we watching? How long until this actually happens?
This is, I don't know, but it's quite good content though. Like, we're actually reviewing what's going on with the Trump thing. I know everybody wants to go. We could close it now if you want, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're reviewing. You're commenting on that latest appearances though. It's I don't. That's
not very nice. Come on.
That's not very nice.
It's kind of scary.
She looks like.
And it's the red. It's the red. The red is powerful, man. That's
it is.
Powerful.
It is. Definitely not a Democrat, do you think?
Maybe.
How does this play out? Does Trump kind of walk in here and okay, so okay, guys, did you know that Trump released like Trump released like his own limited edition Bible that he's going to be sworn in on?
No way.
Really?
It's going to be released in 100 copies. It's going to be sworn in on his own Bible.
It's got the face of Trump on it.
Oh God! Like, he has his own Bible. He has his own coin. What else does the man want? Like, yeah, president of the free world. Maybe that.
You can have a lot of opinions about the guy. You've got to appreciate how much a person can do in their life. It is.
You know what? I would say Elon Musk does way more than though. I would say like Elon Musk is just that's a machine. Trump though, that it's like Trump is like Elon, old school Elon, you know, like it's absolutely crazy. Can't believe we're watching this. And we're over time. Victor is actually messaging us in the background saying like, are we gonna end this? Yep, we are. Yeah, we're gonna end this. Okay, guys.
Victor, you can lead, to be honest. It's up to you. I know you're busy on holiday.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you for that.
You're always so kind.
We should wrap it up. You're right.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should.
I got stuff to do as well.
Yeah, can't just sit here and just trade all day.
It is my job, though.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
Okay, guys. Maybe we could do this so it's easier to focus. All right. Why is it blurry?
I don't know. There you go. My camera stopped with its look. Stopped with it.
My fiance asked me, why is Alex wearing glasses?
My eyesight is just been destroyed from looking at the screen.
I figured it had something to do with that. I told her like I think it's his eyes, and now you confirmed it. Thank you.
Something about the eyes, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Actually, I did put them on because it makes me look more intelligent than I am. But you know,
it doesn't help. It doesn't help. No, she came up to me. She's like, "Why is Alex wearing glasses?" And I'm like, "I think it's because of his eyes." And I'm glad you confirmed that. Okay. On that note,
I think that's a very clear clue. I suppose so too. I would
actually
assume it's your
I had
eyes.
pain in my leg, so I put the glasses on and my legs fixed. So that was a bad joke, but
that's a really bad joke. That's a really bad joke. Wow.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get a little.
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just dead silent. You know.
Yeah, I don't even know how to follow up on that. It's like that's a wrap.
I think
that's
the follow up is just let's end the stream and just act like
yeah.
We didn't even do the joke.
Yeah, okay, guys. Thank you all for joining here today. No, I'm not saying you're getting old. I'm just saying you might look old with the.
They're trying to stir stuff, man. All day he's been saying stuff.
I think it serves you well, Alex. The glasses, it gives you some. It improves you.
It definitely serves me well because now when I'm driving, I can actually see cars, whereas before I couldn't.
That's a good one.
It's
that's a good one. I do also have very bad. I like a bad very. I need something to help with my speech, but I don't know what that would be. Okay.
Yep. Pay attention.
Right. All right. Take care, guys. See you. Yeah, that's it. Take care, guys, and thank you all for joining here today. Very happy with everyone that's coming in here and helping out with the engagement and commenting in the comments and everything. And hopefully tomorrow we have some confirmed trades. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for the market to set up here. I'm still hearing that noise in the background, so I'm going to remove that. Thank you all for joining. That's what I'm trying to say. Take care. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
Hit the like button. Bye.
Yes. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Bye. When is it ending though?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at The 5ers. We'll see you in the next one.